Hi, my name is Christie Stewart, and this is my project on interpersonal communication. According to Stewart, interpersonal communication is communicators are always talking and listening, sending and receiving, and giving off cues and taking them in. This is also known as exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling is what people are giving out. Inhaling is what people are taking in. Communication, when the parties involved do both talking and listening to maximize the presence of the personal. When studying communication, it is the outcome we look at in the small group setting. My overarching goal for this project is to be more assertive in my communication with my coworkers and boss. Enlarging the conversation for me would be to get more information about the conversation by listening fully and asking questions carefully based off the listening. Using the unit-based team committee that I am on, and I'm also a co-lead on with a manager, is to help others in the workplace to speak up about issues that are going on. In groups, when looking for a leader, the group should look for argumentativeness, verbal aggressiveness, communication, apprehension when choosing a leader. We have done many things to try to help communicate to our coworkers, and some of the ways are creating a suggestion box, ask what they would like our UBT team to work on, how can we improve morale in the workplace, take out the noise pollution to help bridge the gaps in communication to others. My communication background is I grew up that I can only talk when I'm told to within an argument by my father. Been shy to confront coworkers or my boss. I'm cautious about what I say. I feel that I'm a good listener, and I've been told that I'm a good listener. Never thought I would be in any type of leadership role because it doesn't fit my communication style. And um, and when I took the communication styles test, um, the things that I noticed that I did a lot of it did match up with what the results came out. Not always a non-judgmental listener. I don't always listen without agreeing. Um, I don't always listen without defending what that person is saying. And that would be when they're talking about, let's say, a situation happened at work and they're telling me about the situation. I'll tend to agree, saying, yes, I do agree with you that that shouldn't have happened. So I'm trying to defend that person as they're talking to me. Communicate as much as I can to all my coworkers. Shy away from leadership roles, even though I really want to jump in and try it. With my behavioral blend, it came out to be SC. This type, they tend to be childish and all selfish, which for me, I didn't agree with that part of it for myself. They are liked by others due to loyalty and wisdom. Leadership is reserved. They help others and know as much. I would like to know as much as I can about the other person. Mel's Carbonell has a PhD. In his book, How to Solve the People Puzzle, states the SC communicator as follows. People follow this type of communicator because of their leadership skills. They're a good follower, do what you are told. Vision and passion is whatever makes life easier and gets the job done. Responds best to those who need help. Noise pollution. To avoid noise pollution within communication is some of the things that they have said, but in the Peterson book is by valid is the flat brain tango, or they call it courtroom, and that's by not jumping in and arguing your point to be the winner. That's what they consider the flat brain tango or the courtroom. And this is by validating the other person's point of view. What do you think about this? Asking that question. Avoid noisy areas. Have better timing when speaking with someone. Gather a group at one time and then have them spread the word to everyone else who couldn't come to that quick meeting or little huddle that we had to relay information. This will help with my leadership skills within the UBT group, because a lot of times I tend to grab people on the way to and from like break, or they're trying to get somewhere, and when I see them I want to let them know what's going on right away. Another part of noise pollution that came up in by Lamont is texting, email, phone calls, all within a 2-minute time frame, as he describes in his article, is that he received all this within just a few minutes from his wife, and she needed to get across a message to him, and because he wasn't responding back, she didn't think he got the message. And at the time, back in the 80s even, we didn't have a lot of this technology, and 70s, and even back further, even when our grandparents are around, we didn't have this type of technology. And so you just assumed the person was where they were, and you waited till they got home to give them the message. And when you're texting and emailing and making phone calls to every single phone the person has, you're making everything seem urgent, even if the situation is not urgent. Argumentativeness is one of the areas that they said to look at for a leader. Argumentativeness, generally stable trait which predisposes the individual in communication situation to advocate positions on controversial issues and to attack verbally the position which other people take on these issues. So if someone is high in this area, then they like to argue a lot. If someone's low in this area, they don't want to argue. And you want to get someone in this area who's going to be on the lower side versus the higher side. Verbal aggressiveness is a trait that prompts individuals to attack the self of concepts of others. If a person has a high verbal aggressiveness, they lean more towards handling disagreements in a destructive way. So for a leader, you don't want to have someone who is high in this area, because you don't want them to handle the situation in a destructive way. You want them to be on the lower side, because they're going to look at the issues and they're going to be just they're going to be objective. They're just going to be about the facts. Communication apprehension is defined as an individual's level of fear or anxiety associated with either real or anticipated communication with another person or persons. Those with high levels of communication apprehension do not want to communicate. Now, that's not going to be good for a leader, because they need to be able to communicate across to everybody what needs to be communicated, whatever the message is. Those with low communication apprehension, they want to communicate. They want to give out the information that's needed. Some precautions in communication is use the talker-listener card. And this is, let the person talk, or as the person is talking and you're the listener, the talker should go on to also say, oh, what did you think about this? So it gives the listener a chance to express how they feel about a situation. An example that they had in the Peterson book was him and his wife went to a play. They saw the play. His wife asked him how he liked the play, and he explained how he liked it, and then that's all that was said. And she knew about the communication tools, and she said, ask them more, and you're going to ask me what I think of it. It's Another is to avoid the flat brain tango or the courtroom. It is not about winning or losing a discussion, but about communicating clearly. Make it clear that the other person's point of view is important to them, and um, that they understand what they have said. Some of the solutions to this would be: being a leader is about having self-control and not getting heated in situations that are passionate to the person by voicing opinions more. Stepping out more within the UBT team or unit-based team as a leader with the guide of my coworkers. This will help me develop the skills I need to be a leader. By not shying away just because my communication style is SC and they tend to be on the shy side does not mean they cannot make good leaders. This will help me lead the church, being an associate pastor's wife, and the expectations that go along with that. Take on more responsibility within a leadership roles at work, and speak up more. Thank you.